Okay, a pleasant morning to all of you. Welcome to this momentous event. It is such a great honor and pleasure to welcome all of you to the ICRISAT Ambassadors of Goodwill awarding ceremony. Now, let me just welcome all of our staff here in the auditorium, as well as those virtually connected by KSIConnect. We surely don't want to miss anyone, so everyone is connected. Everyone will have to witness this event today that is happening right now. Okay, so today we are to witness the awarding of ICRISAT Ambassadors of Goodwill to two distinguished prominent personalities. We are so proud that they are here today. So, They may be generations apart, but I have to tell you they have one thing in common, and that is the passion and dedication to make a difference. And for us, it is making a difference for the dryland poor in the semi-arid tropics. So we are so proud and honored that they are here today with us. We are just about to start the ceremony, so if it's okay for our members of the media, can we start this program formally, and we can have a lot of photo opportunities later. Yes. So without much further ado, we would like to introduce to you our distinguished awardees via a short video presentation. Let me tell you, this is an in-house production, so I'm not being apologetic or anything, but we have tried our best to capture the achievements and the feats of our awardees today in a short, it's a 5-minute presentation. So without much further ado, may we have the screen down, lights off, and the video showing right now. I hope you enjoy this. we hope you enjoy that short video presentation. At this point, I would like to request some of our staff to please move the chairs at the center stage for our formal awarding. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Let me just say once again that we cannot be any prouder that we have our two awardees here today. Professor MS Swaminathan, founder of India's Green Revolution, Emeritus Chair and Chief Mentor of MS Swaminathan Research Foundation, and Ms. Saina Nehwal, Olympian badminton champion and youth icon of India. We can't be any prouder that they are here championing or lending their voices with us so that we can all together champion the cause of the dryland poor in the semi-arid tropics. So at this point, I would like to call on none other than our very own beloved Director General, Dr. William D. Dar, to further enlighten us about the ICRISAT Ambassador of Goodwill program and what our ambassadors' role are in achieving our mission. So okay, he's here.
Thank you, Dina. Our incoming ambassadors of Goodwill, to our respected guests, colleagues and friends, including friends from the media, my warmest welcome and sincerest appreciation to all for joining us today in this momentous event. The Ambassadors of Goodwill awarding ceremony for our longtime mentor and champion and father of India's Green Revolution, Professor MS Swaminathan, and Olympian badminton champion and youth icon of India, Ms. Saina Nehwal. We cannot be any prouder of all our ambassadors of Goodwill, now joined by Professor Swaminathan and Ms. Nehwal. The fact is, ICRISAT's success in its more than 4 decades of service has been through our partners and champions and supporters. These are people and institutions we work closely with globally in making the poor smallholder farmers food and nutrition security and improved livelihoods firmly at the center of our activities. We launched the ICRISAT Ambassadors of Goodwill program with the acceptance of Mr. Bill Gates, co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, to become our first ambassador during his visit to ICRISAT on May 30, 2013. You may ask, what is it all about? We at ICRISAT have been enlisting the support of outstanding personalities to champion our institute's mission to reduce poverty, hunger, malnutrition, and environmental degradation. Our ambassadors care about this mission and making a difference in the world. We seek their support to our approach in using scientific solutions and innovations to make a difference in a sustainable way. Our ambassadors are prominent individuals from the world of science, business, politics, arts, entertainment, sports, and other fields of public life. We hope that through the appeal and influence of our ambassadors, they will be able to help strengthen awareness of and motivate partner organizations and the public alike to act on the need for science-based agricultural solutions in improving the livelihoods and attaining food and nutrition security of smallholder farmers and the poor in Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. Using their status and through their own networks, the ambassadors can voluntarily represent ICRISAT at key functions and speak of ICRISAT's research for development works and impacts. Ambassadors may offer personal testimonies in promoting the cause and needs of smallholder farmers, particularly in the dryland tropics of Asia and Africa. Mr. Bill Gates has since been joined by Dr. APJ Kalam, renowned scientist and 11th President of India, retired Honorable James Bulger, former Prime Minister of New Zealand, Dr. Akin Adesina, Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Nigeria, and Dr. Nigel Poole of UK, former Chair, ICRISAT Governing Board, as ICRISAT Ambassadors of Goodwill. Today, we are proud and honored that our awardees have accepted to become part of this distinguished Ambassadors of Goodwill lineup and to work closely with us at Team ICRISAT in making a difference for the poor and the smallholder farmers of Asia and Africa. If there was one person most fitting to be our ambassador, it is Professor Swaminathan, father of India's Green Revolution and instrumental in the creation of ICRISAT, the first international scientific institution to be set up after the formation of the CGR in 1971. It was upon his suggestion that, among many others, water harvesting and watershed management be added to the mandate of ICRISAT, since semi-arid agriculture will not be viable if there are no opportunities for crop life-saving irrigation. It was also his idea that link centers be established in Sub-Saharan Africa. Through the years, Professor Swaminathan has stood behind ICRISAT with devotion as we work for the improvement of the productivity, profitability, and sustainability of dryland agriculture and to the attainment of improved livelihoods and sustainable food and nutrition security of the poor and smallholder farmers in these marginal environments. On the other hand, youth is the hope of the future. We are hence proud to have Ms. Newell, youth icon of India, to be with us in our quest to encourage the youth to see the uniqueness and importance of the works and initiatives of ICRISAT and our partners. Her first visit to our campus was in December 2012, in which she recognized ICRISAT's plant genetic conservation initiatives and the value and use of biodiversity in the fight against hunger and poverty. We hope that as one of our ambassadors, Saina can as well help elevate understanding and appreciation of the nutritional importance of the crops, nutri-cereals such as millets and sorghum, and grain legumes as chickpea, pigeon pea, and groundnut as critical for both poor farmers and consumers because of their being climate smart, high nutritional value, and importance in diversity in diet to fight malnutrition and food insecurity. There is also significant scientific evidence that our crops are good sources of endurance or energy and protein for athletes, lending credence to the scientific fact from an exceptional athlete like Ms. Newell will be vital in promoting the value of dryland crops to the health and well-being of the rural poor, especially women and children. The world will have to feed almost 10 billion people by 2050. Today, 1 billion people are hungry, and about 3 billion are not eating well. To overcome poverty, hunger, and malnutrition, science is an essential element that must be behind all our efforts. We are pleased and proud to have Professor Swaminathan and Ms. Newell as our ambassadors of Goodwill to champion our mission for a prosperous, food secure, and resilient dryland tropics through science-based agricultural solutions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dar, for the very enlightening message. At this point, I would just like to say that the appeal, the influence, and the good name of our ambassadors will surely be important in strengthening awareness of everyone on the importance of our work. So we will not miss this opportunity to hear from our farmers themselves. So we are honored to have with us, we are fortunate to have with us a successful farmer couple who have been working with the Kotapalli Watershed Management Program since 1999. We have here Srimati Lakshmi and her husband Sri Sailan. They are part of a self-help group that has won, I understand they have won the MS Swaminathan Award some time back and had the opportunity to meet our distinguished awardee today. So Lakshmi will be speaking today. This is women power, okay? So Lakshmi, a master trainer in vermicomposting and biopesticide making. So here she is coming up the stage. On this side, she will give us a piece of her mind on what the Ambassadors of Goodwill program can mean to their lives and to their future. So Lakshmi.
ఈ సభకు వచ్చిన అందరు పెద్దలకు నా నమస్కారం. మాది రంగారెడ్డి జిల్లా, మా గ్రామం కొత్తపల్లి, చిన్న గ్రామం నుంచి నేను ఇక్కడ వచ్చినాను. ఇక్కడ స్వామినాథన్ వస్తున్నాడు, సారు వస్తున్నాడు అని మాకు ఇక్కడ ఇసల్ సారు వారం రోజుల క్రితం మాకు తెలిపారు. ఇక్కడ మేము స్వామినాథన్ సార్ని కలుసుకుందామని మేము ఎంతో కృషితో మేము చిన్న రైతులము, సన్న రైతులము ఇక్కడ స్వామిని కలుసుకుందామని వచ్చినాము. ఇక్కడ ఆటల తల్లి ఇక్కడ ఇయే సార్, ఆ సార్ని కలుసుకుందామని వాణి సార్ని ఇక్కడ అందరిని కలుసుకుందామని వచ్చినాము. మాకు ఇక్కడ ఈ సారు వస్తున్నాడు అని సన్మానిస్తున్నారు అని మాకు తెలిసింది. వారం రోజుల క్రితం మాకు తెలిస్తే మేము ఇక్కడ సార్ని కలుసుకుందామని వచ్చినాము. మాకు 15 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం మా పల్లెటూరులో, మాది చిన్న గ్రామం, మాకు వాటర్ చెట్టు అనేది మాకు తెలియదు. 15 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం మాకు ఇక్కడ వాటర్ చెట్టు గురించి అక్కడ సారు వాణి సారు మాకు వచ్చి చిన్న రైతులం మేము సన్నకారు రైతులకు మాకు ఎంతో చెప్పరాని పనులు చెప్పిండ్రు. ఈ సార్ అక్కడ వచ్చి మా పనులన్నీ చూసి, మా కష్టాలు చూసి మాకు వ్యవసాయదారులకు ఎంతో మేలు చేశారు. వాళ్ళు మాకు వచ్చి మళ్ళా చూపించారు పనులు. మేము ఎన్నో పనులు నేర్చుకున్నాము. అక్కడ చుట్టుపక్కల గ్రామాలన్నీ తెలిసి అందరూ కూడా తెలిసి మా గ్రామం ఒకటి ఆదర్శ గ్రామం అని మేము పేరు కాయించినాము. వాళ్ళు చెప్పిన పనులు మేము కరెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటా పోయినాం. చిన్న రైతులం అంతా మేము పెద్దల రైతులమై మేము ముందుకు అడిగేసాం. ఇక్కడ మా రైతులం అంతా మేము ఇప్పుడు పైకి వచ్చినాం బాగా. అక్కడ అక్కడ ఆదర్శ గ్రామం అని మా పేరు గాయించినాం. ఇక్కడ మా ఆదర్శ గ్రామం అని మా పేరు గాయించినాక ఇక్కడ మళ్ళా వాటర్ చెట్టు నుంచి ఇక్కడ మాకు స్వామినాథన్ సార్ వస్తున్నాడు అని చెప్తే మేము ఇక్కడ కలుసుకుందామని వచ్చినాము. ఇక్కడ నాకు 7 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం ఇక్కడ ICRISAT సంస్థ నుంచి అక్కడ నన్ను తీసుకెళ్ళారు. చైనాకు తీసుకుపోయి నేను అక్కడ 3 రోజులు ఉండి అక్కడ పనులు అన్ని చూసి నేర్చుకొని అక్కడ స్వామినాథన్ అక్కడ ఒక ప్రోగ్రాం పెట్టి ఆ ప్రోగ్రాంలో నాకు కూడా ఒక అవార్డు ఇచ్చిండు. ఆ సార్తో నేను ఒక అవార్డు పొందుకొని వచ్చింది. అవార్డు తీసుకొని వచ్చినాక అక్కడ కూడా నేను 3 రోజులు పని చూసి నేర్చుకొని ఇక్కడ మళ్ళీ నేను మా ఊర్లో వచ్చి ఇంకా పనులు చాలా ఇంకా పెద్దగా ఇంకా ముందుకు సాగినాము. ఇలాగే ఎప్పటికీ మేము మంచిగా బతకాలి, మంచిగా ముందుకు సాగాలి మేము అని ఆ స్వామిని నేను ఎప్పటికీ కోరుకుంటున్నాను. ఇలాగే మంచిగా ఎల్లప్పుడూ ఆ స్వామి చేసిన పనులు ఇక్కడ విలియాసినారంట. ఇక్కడ ఆటల తల్లి అమ్మ వచ్చిందంట. ఆ అమ్మని కలుసుకున్నాము, ఆ సార్ని కలుసుకున్నామని ఇక్కడ మేము ఆ సార్ వల్ల మేము ఇంకా ముందుకు చాలా ఇట్లనే ఇంకా జనాభా ఎక్కువైపోతుంది, నీటి పారకం తక్కువైపోతుంది, మేము ఇట్లే కొనసాగాలి, మొత్తం కొనాయల్లా 100 సంవత్సరాలు బట్టి 50 సంవత్సరాలు బట్టి కూడా ఇట్లనే కొనసాగాలి, ముందడుగు వేయాలని ఆ దేవుడిని పాటించుతున్నాను. ఇలాగే నడవాలి, కొనసాగాలని ఆ దేవుడిని పాటించుతున్నాను. అలాగే ఇక్కడ స్వామిని ఇక్కడ మంచిగా ఎల్లప్పుడూ 10 కాలాలు చల్లగా ఉండాలని ఆ దేవుడిని పాటించుతున్నాను. ఆటపాటల తల్లి వచ్చింది. హైదరాబాదులోనే పెరిగిందంట, హైదరాబాదులోనే చదువుకుందంట. ఆ తల్లి ఎంతో బాగా మా ఊరికి కూడా మా పల్లెకి రావాలి, మా పల్లెకి వచ్చి మా బడికి వచ్చి మా బడిలో పాపల్ని చూసి మా పాపలు కూడా ఆ తల్లిలాగా మా పిల్లలు కూడా నేర్చుకుని పైకి వస్తారని ఆ తల్లిని నేను కోరుకుంటున్నాను. ఇక్కడ విలయ సార్ ఉంటారు, రాణి సార్కు, ఇక్కడ స్వామినాథన్ సార్కు నేను మరీ ధన్యవాదాలు చేసి చెబుతున్నాను. ఇట్లనే కొనసాగాలి, మా వ్యవసాయదారులు కార్మికులు ముందుకు పోవాలని కోరుతున్నాను. ఈసారి చల్లగా ఉండేనా దేవుని మరీ పాటిస్తున్నాను. ఇంతటితో నా సభ నమస్కారం.
Thank you very much, Lakshmi. I'm sure she said a lot of good things, but I forgot to tell you that our very own Dr. G.B. Rangara will provide an English translation.
Good morning, everyone. Well, next few minutes I will be translator Lakshmi, and who has given really a very good talk, very fast and covered several topics. Well, as you all know, Lakshmi hails from a small village in Rangareddy district of Kottapalli, which is about 50 kilometers from ICRISAT. When they came to know about this holy occasion, a week back to ICRISAT people about the coming up and our global leaders in 2 areas, Professor Dr. Swaminathan and Saina coming here, the village felt this is the best occasion to see them and interact with them personally and exchange their views in agriculture as well as the other things. Well, Lakshmi is not a new person to ICRISAT, what she said. Though they know about ICRISAT for the last 30 years, but they are working in watershed programs very closely under the leadership of Dr. Dar and Dr. Shohash Wani in their village. And they achieved several successes in saving water and high productivity in their villages. Well, one more thing she pointed out about the 2 world leaders. See, they know about Professor Swaminathan 7 years back when this rural woman had an opportunity to visit Chennai, Professor Swaminathan Foundation for 3 days training, and she received excellent award, the best farmer award from Professor Swaminathan those days. And she also said that after coming back, they implemented those programs and they moved one more step ahead, and Kottapalli became a model village in the state as well as in the whole country. Well, coming back to ICRISAT work, she thanked ICRISAT for the excellent cooperation, again under the leadership of Dr. Dar and Vani for giving them the opportunity for the last 15 years. One more thing she pointed out, and in fact I was talking to her in the morning what she is going to say. And she said most of the people here in this auditorium may not be available after 50 to 100 years, but the work done by ICRISAT and then Swaminathan Foundation Agriculture Development in the country, the farmers of this village were very, very happy. But she put a very challenging thing in front of all of us in future. See, because the population is growing not only in their village and all the country, and the water resources are going down, see how to strengthen agriculture for the future generations. This one challenge she put all of us, not only to our ambassadors. And coming to she said, Art Lama is the sports queen of the world. And on Saina, our affectionate daughter of Hyderabad and the country. And she put that we also know about Saina because she cooks food for 100 children in Kottapalli village every day. And now she is requesting our beloved Saina to visit their village, to encourage their kids, so that they are looking at least 2-3 Sainas would come out from Kottapalli village. While concluding her speech, as everybody is selfish, farmers of Kottapalli are also selfish, and farmers of India are also selfish, because the work done by our Professor Swaminathan, not only as the father of Green Revolution and the father of agriculture to the whole world, and the work so far done excellent, good, we are eating well, but she wanted the future generations to eat still nutritious and healthy food, and for that, she, on behalf of Kottapalli village, on her own behalf, would like to pray God to give both Professor Swaminathan and Saina good health to give our country all the good future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much again to Lakshmi for serving as the representative of our farmer clients. We are your clients. And to Dr. Rangarao for the very accurate, I hope, translation. Okay. It seems longer than the original speech. No, I'm kidding. Okay, we are now going into the highlight of our program, and that is the most awaited awarding. And I guess it is now my great honor to announce the awarding of one of the 2 ICRISAT ambassadors of Goodwill this morning. We am proud to have Miss Saina Nehwal, Olympian, badminton champion, and youth icon of India, and Dr. Dar to award Miss Nehwal with the Ambassadors of Goodwill plaque. And before anything else, may we request the parents of Saina to please come up the stage to join her. Mr. Harbir Singh and Mrs. Kusha Nehwal. Can you please come to the podium and give us a brief message on what you think this award means to you and to all the farmers out there?
Respected Swaminathan sir, respected William sir, and all the scientist friends here. Good morning to all of you. Actually, it's a great honor to be here. I never thought I would be standing here. I was expecting my dad to be here actually, because he worked for so many years in agriculture, and Of course, he'll be knowing much more than me about agriculture. But it's a great honor to be standing here in front of all of you. Somehow I feel like a kid, you know. I'm actually really happy today. Just can't explain in words, because I know this field is as difficult as, you know, sports, because I play sports, so I know how difficult it is. And at the same time, agriculture, how much you need to work hard throughout the day, I understand, because I have seen my father doing it. I have seen many other scientists, plus the other farmers who work so hard throughout the day. So I know how tough it is to grow crops and all the other things right now, because I'm zero in this, because agriculture is one field which I didn't really look into it. Although my father is a scientist, but I never asked him also. I only knew about rocket and shuttle from the age of 9. But little bit I can tell you about it. It will be a great thing for me, because the main part for sports person is food, and that comes from ICRISAT. So that is what is very important. Players need to have very healthy food, very good food, and I think if we have all these kinds of good crops, so it will really help all these sports persons. And in whichever way I can promote ICRISAT, agriculture, wherever in the world, I will do it, because I am a sports person today, winning so many titles all over the world. I would also like to promote it as much as I can. It's a very noble cause, and me being from a scientist family, I will really try my best to promote it in whichever way I can. I would like to share a small thing with all of you. My mother keeps on telling my dad, you were the head of the department, but you could never become the director of the department. Why is that? So I used to feel very sad, only because of my career. He wanted me to be best in sports. I don't know why, because usually I see parents either they want their kids to be a doctor, engineer, or someone who can do well in the studies. But my father, he wanted me to be a champion in sport, and he never cared about his career. He could have become a director in his career, but although he's retired now. But he wanted me to be an Olympic champion, and I think in this way I fulfilled his dream, and he's so happy today that he doesn't regret anything in life. And the same happiness I could see today when Sir William Sir announced me as a Goodwill ambassador, that what he couldn't achieve, I achieved it. So he's very happy with that. And I feel a little sad that this time rain is not happening so much. So of course the crops will have, there will be some problem with the situation, with the drought situations. But I feel it should happen soon. For me, right now it's important that I take care of my body, I take care of my physical fitness, good food, and be prepared for the upcoming tournaments which are coming ahead. And for all of you out here, please work hard, give us good food, and I will make sure I will do well for my country in whichever way I can, and all the sports persons who are doing well for the country, I hope they all do very well, and I hope I can bring good name for ICRISAT and for the agriculture. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Noel, for the warm and very honest message. And I just want to say that as a sports and youth icon, we continue to help us promote our work, especially our crops, dryland cereals, and grain legumes as a source of energy and endurance. And for everyone to become a good, outstanding sports personality like you. Thank you. And also to fight hunger and poverty. That is the most important. Okay, so I say this one more time. We could not be any prouder to announce our next awardee. Someone who needs no further introduction. Someone who played an instrumental role in the creation of ICRISAT. Otherwise, we will all not be here today. And who has stood behind us in 4 decades. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to announce our next ICRISAT Ambassador of Goodwill, Professor M.S. Swaminathan, renowned agricultural scientist and father of India's Green Revolution. We call on Dr. Dar to bestow the award to Professor Swaminathan. Now is very eager to hear from Professor Swaminathan. So may we request Professor Swaminathan to please honor us with your message, your insights and expectations as ICRISAT Ambassador of Goodwill.
Is it audible? Yes. Can I be heard? Yes. Thank you. And I'm better to check the mic. My very good friend Vijendra and the heroine of today, Jana Nawala, whom we are very proud. I have proud parents here, members of the ICRISAT family, and ladies and gentlemen, members of the media. Of course, Goodwill Ambassador to ICRISAT means goodwill and friendship with millions and millions of farmers who largely cultivate under rain-fed conditions without proper irrigation system. And this year we know much more than before the Telangana region, as well as several other parts of the country, are suffering from inadequate rainfall. Of course, even if rainfall comes in large quantities a little later, it is not the quantity that determines the crop future. It is the interspersed duration, how much rainfall comes. The distribution of rainfall is much more important. So last evening when I landed in the Hyderabad airport, suddenly there was downpour of rain. I was very happy. Because I think that is a goodwill. Nature's goodwill to our planet. I'm happy that we have promoted this concept of goodwill. But we have been fortunate to have Dr. Vijay Dar as the head of this institution for the past 15 years. He introduced ICRISAT into the 21st century, from the 20th century to the 21st century. And I think the slogan he gave, science with a human face, is very important. And we developed a methodology of operationalizing it through the inclusive market-oriented development. Inclusive market-oriented development as one of the methods of ensuring that ICRISAT practices science with human face. I want to congratulate you. And I know his successor has been chosen, Dr. David Bergvinson of Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation. We saw the first ambassador who was Bill Gates. They are doing so much for the world in the area of health, nutrition, agriculture. Wish you, thank you, of course, for another 6 months more, but we want to thank you for all that. I have had the privilege of living in this country for 6 years in the Philippines when he was head of the PICAR, the Philippine Council for Agricultural Research. So let me say a few words about the rules of ICRISAT. I have been associated with the birth and growth of ICRISAT. In fact, I signed the agreement on behalf of the government of India establishing ICRISAT here. We negotiated for the land here at that time. See, today the land is very, very precious. In those days, the chairman of BHEL said, how much you want? Then he took around the campus. And then you say, what you want to take. But That's not possible today, but they have utilized the land extraordinarily well. ICRISAT, it was founded already, there was work going on in Jowar and Bajia under the ICR program. And the question came, do we need a millets, international millets institute like ICRISAT? That was the first, because I'm talking as then Vice Chairman, the Technical Advisory Committee to CGIR. Sir John Crawford was the chairman, and I happened to be the vice chairman for 6 years. We decided that ICRISAT, main thing for ICRISAT is water, and therefore crop improvement alone is not enough. Crop improvement combined with water harvesting, watershed management. In fact, I recall in 1974 when there was a drought in this country, people used to come and see ICRISAT's watershed. A lot of water has been gathered there by rainwater harvesting, and so that they showed it very well. Now let me say a few words about the goodwill towards our Thailand farmers. When I say goodwill towards Goodwill Ambassador, ICRISAT means those who have goodwill, compassion. Like China has, as the area said, she has passion is like friend, like chiefs. You shall overcome, that is a spirit, and we have admired it all the time. Never be overcome by temporary setbacks, you always have life. But similarly, in the case of farmers, they have to have hope. They have to have hope, and they have to do whatever they can. Now, this year is the International Year of Family Farming, 2014, has been declared by the UN as the International Year of Family Farming. Most of the island farmers are family farmers, the husband and wife, along with the children. Many times the animals are also very important. The state of Haryana, where she comes from, almost the rural houses have provision for a house for the buffaloes. They make a provision for the buffalo. So animals, in this kind of farm, they all work together. They have family farms, unlike corporate farms. Family farms also provide a methodology by which you can shift from purely food security to nutrition security. Dr. Dar mentioned about the importance of malnutrition. The reason is, in those cases, you have a wide variety of crops, crop, livestock, sometimes fish integration. UN Secretary General has wanted all countries to launch during this year, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, what he called a Zero Hunger Challenge. The idea of zero hunger came from Brazil, where our present Prime Minister and just gone. Mr. Lula, who was then the president, he said, before zero hunger program was. Now the zero hunger program has 5 components, and they are all of them are important for ICRISAT's mandate, and therefore we hope ICRISAT's contribution will be very important. The first component is to achieve zero stunted children under 2 years, no stunting of children. And then second is 100% access to adequate food all year round. There must be enough food all year round. Thirdly, all food systems should be sustainable. In fact, from next year, the UN shifting from Millennium Development Goal to Sustainable Development Goal, UN Decade of Sustainable Development, 2015 to 2025 will be the one. Then 100% increase in smallholder productivity. You see the ICRISAT publications, that's what they have done. In many of the smallholders, 100% given more than 100% improvement in production. Finally, zero loss or waste of food. About 1.3 billion tons of food are wasted every year, which could feed about 500 million people. We don't realize. Those who are interested in the food waste, the latest report of what is called a high-level panel of experts to the Committee on Food Security. I used to be chairman until recently. We have produced a report on food waste and food losses. The study was chaired by Dr. Deep Prakash, former director of CFPR in Mysore. You will find it the website of FAO or CFS, those who are interested particularly in how to avoid waste, food waste and food loss. Food waste is more in developed countries, the hotels and so on. Food losses happen during the growing season. Food waste is post-harvest. Food losses are by and large during production phase. I think both are important. Now 2000, as I said, you have opportunity to shift emphasis from food to nutrition security. That's what's important. There are three important components on which we start working. The first component is calorie deprivation, or inadequate consumption of food. That is what our national food security will address. Inadequate consumption of food due to lack of purchasing power, not because there is no food in the market, it's lack of purchasing. Second is protein hunger. I am happy that the finance minister, in the latest budget, has said they will work for a protein revolution. He didn't define what is a protein revolution, but I gather that those are the chickpea, the PHP, all the pulses with which ICRISAT is concerned. Those are the important sources of protein in our country. The protein hunger, I think protein revolution is if my interpretation of the protein revolution, that it is a means by which the whole area of the number of pulses are being grown, then it is a very important method of overcoming hunger itself. The third is the hidden hunger, or the micronutrient deficiencies. Here again, ICRISAT is probably the first in a private public sector model, iron-rich bajra, pearl millet, along with nirmal seeds, many of you know. It is doing very well because it is not only rich in iron deficiency is one of the most important deficiencies. At the same time, it is also doing very well because the yield is higher. Because many times, if you have a highly nutritionally rich crop, still it cannot be grown by farmers unless the farmers can get a good price. So you have here, the nirmal seeds have shown that 15 to 20% more yield can be obtained. So this year, we want to launch a program. Next, in August, we have an international Asia Pacific conference on family farming, International Year of Family Farming. At that time, we want to launch a program called Every Farm and Nutri Farm. Every family farm and Nutri Farm. In other words, mainstream nutrition in the farming system design. What I have been calling as farming system for nutrition. In fact, the latest journal of the National Academy of Agricultural Sciences, Journal of Agricultural Sciences, has a paper describing what is FSM, what is farming system for nutrition. Now next year, 2015, is the International Year of Soil. Here again, you have through, I think, the Bhumi Chetna, which I think is not Shwas, is not here, but it's a very good example how you operationalize an International Year of Soil. I think you should take a lead. 2015 is a FAO has established a global soil partnership. There's already a global water partnership which exists, but I would suggest that we should have the ICRISAT model of Bhumi Chetna as one method of improvement of soil, fertility and so on. Next, following year is International Year of Pulses. I already mentioned about Mr. Jaitli's program for a protein revolution. That's where the pulses comes in, and they are exceedingly important. Let me conclude by saying that we are in the midst of a drought here. Droughts are not uncommon now. I mentioned the other day, our farmers have long experience for a long period of time. In fact, when we came to take over the ICRISAT land, there was a big, there are a number of small villages there. They were all farmers. We used to talk about difficulties in getting irrigation water, rainwater harvesting. What I would like to suggest is, already there's a proposal in the budget linking Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Program with agriculture. I think it's a good year to do that. And Nariga and agriculture, particularly water harvesting, watershed management, aquifer recharge, these should be done. The other is the protein revolution, which is a good year again to promote more pulses. And I also feel in our country rainwater harvesting should be mandatory. In Tamil Nadu it is mandatory, the Chief Minister made it mandatory. And at that time some people had doubts, but today they all feel very happy that they have enough water. In my own house, we have never bought water. I live in Chennai, but we have been harvesting the water, and it's adequate for a small family. So rainwater harvesting should not be just a slogan. It should become mandatory. And we have to think of the farm animals, because the ones which suffer most during drought are the farm animals, because animals are extremely important for the livelihood security and also nutrition security of the people. One thing I noticed is that recently in Telangana there have been a few suicides of farmers, and from what I have learned from the media was that it was because of cotton, high cost cotton seed and so on, and the rains didn't come, the crops failed. Here there is a lot to learn from traditional wisdom and knowledge, and I'm happy that ICRISAT has always given equal importance to modern technology, to traditional knowledge and technology. For example, farmers knew in the past. I have seen when I have come here anywhere, Haryana for example, the farmers will never sow before what they call soaking rain. Enough rain to sustain the crop at least for 10 to 14 days after it is sown. If you sow now, within 3 days there is no water, the crop fails. So some of the traditional wisdom and knowledge of water harvesting and the whole area of storing water in the soil, these should be really done. Social protection for every kind is exceedingly important. I think it's a shame, the Farmers Commission wrote that farming and farmers are engaged in a life-giving profession. We can live without anything but not without food for a long time. So farmers are engaged in a life-giving profession. If they have to take their lives, then something is very wrong. We should not ignore it. There are a number of approaches by which this can be tackled. So I would, on this occasion, like to put it towards the end in a serious manner, because science is the plywood of change. The whole dryland farming has been revolutionized by this method of inclusive market-oriented development. It's important that we have to ensure that the best in modern science goes to the farmers. And, in fact, mention was made about Norman Borlaug and me. You know, Norman Borlaug, before his death, on the day of his death in Texas A&M, professor brought for him his small soil testing kit. Then, before he closed his eyes, apparently he told his daughter, take it to the farmer. That is that particular device by which the soil can be measured. I think that's the attitude we want today. Take it to the farmer, where whatever knowledge we have, it should be taken. Otherwise, we should show the same determination as Sinai. She is determined to win. We should also be determined to win against farmers and agrarian districts. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Professor Swaminathan. We could not thank you enough for honoring us with your presence here today. So thank you very much for your rich insights and for always supporting our organization. So I guess there's no better way to conclude this program with that compelling message. Actually, we are very efficient in time management. We're a little bit early, but we're glad that we will have more time for the press conference. So again, congratulations to our two awardees, Professor Swaminathan and Ms. Nawal. And we thank all of you for joining us in this very important event. Now, there's a second part of this program, which will be the press conference. I would kindly request the audience to please vacate the venue and to let all the members of the media to please come in if there are still others outside or who just came. So again, I thank the members of the audience except for the management group and research committee members and Dr. Farid. You stay, according to the DG.